Hey everybody, so my name is Precious and welcome to my channel. Let's talk with Precious. So today, I know I just dropped down, but so today I'm going to be doing a video on Travis Scott's Astroworld concert that everybody's been talking about over the weekend. Like this concert is crazy. Like ever since the whole concert news came out, it has just been a complete mess. Like 8 people died, over 300 people got injured. I mean, it was a lot, but at the same time, based on how I know Travis Scott does his concerts with the whole Astro World theme, and then you had, people surging and a lot of people was passing out. And then later on, I have read that somebody had ran around with a syringe popping drugs in people's necks. And I'm like, this stuff sounds crazy and demonic. And to me, the whole thing just sounds really spiritual because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this is the main reason why I don't listen to a lot of different music genres, especially the different subgenres of hip hop. Because when it comes to like the emo rappers that used to be popular a couple years ago, they used to call them SoundCloud rappers like Lil Uzi Vert, Triple X Sensacion, and Lil Peep, and some of those other ones. I never like listening to them because they would always sing about drugs and getting high and being depressed and stuff. I'm like, these people will sing y'all into suicide. Like, I know people have different tastes and whatnot, but I just don't understand how a person can just sit and listen to somebody talk about them kill themselves and how sad they are and how they hate life and how cruel the world is. I'm like, music is supposed to be, entertaining and whatever, and it does help us in our day to day lives and with our moods. But I don't think that music should ever be so negative that it depresses you and that you don't want to listen to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll out my cards and see what I get. Spirit of the universe in itself. When it comes to this Astro World concert, let's start from the beginning. Like when it comes to this Astro World concert by Travis Scott, how did everything get started? Like what happened? Okay, I'm getting a lot of different answers here. A lot of different answers, but I'm also getting a lot of things, showing up. Spirit of the universe in itself. When it comes to Travis Scott's Astro World concert, how did everything get started? So, the first thing I got was the boot. And the boot is pretty much talking about how this whole thing was just planned. Like that's the energy that I'm getting from the cards whenever I like started throwing down some of these cards and the messages that they're giving me. Everything that happened at this concert, it was planned. Because we have the boot card here, which talks about how we got to get things started. We got to keep the energy going. When these people get in, we got to make them rage, crazy and whatnot. That way it can amplify the spirits or amplify the mood and whatnot within the concert. And I'm also getting like leadership. It's saying that like with Travis Scott, and I mean, of course, he's like the star of the show, he's the center of attention or whatnot. But it's almost like he had this plan because it's like he's the light that's shining in the dark that's supposed to lead people to him, that's supposed to lead people down his path and lead people down his way. I'm getting victory that he planned to lead these people to some kind of destruction where there could be like a show, where there could be like an ambience of just chaos. But it's like it's the whole vibe of like what Astro World is. Astro World, pretty much when you look at the whole exhibit, it looks like the pit of hell. Because I mean, I think even in the middle, it said like "Welcome to the other side," and it has like this, arch of flames or whatever. And these artists, I feel like they want to make themselves appear to be more powerful by calling themselves God and the devil and stuff. And I'm like, These people, I mean, and that's how you know these people need an extra oomph to feel powerful if they can't even do that with their own music in themselves. Because I'm like, when you start taking on spiritual energies like God and the devil and all these other spirits in the spiritual realm, you know, you're in for a lot of trouble because spirits have energies and spirits have their own personalities and their own minds. Because see, a lot of people always want to think that voodoo is not real, that witchcraft is not real, that even the devil is not real. This stuff is real. And when these spirits start possessing you and start taking control of areas that you give them airway to, they're going to do whatever they want to do, whether it's destruction, whether it's killing people, starting fires, lights flickering. That's pretty much what it's going to be. And I'm also getting a target. Like these people that were killed, these people that were injected, they were targeted. Because it's so funny how the people in the front, they didn't get hit like this. Because looking at the footage and whatnot and seeing what happened, it didn't look like everybody was meant to be hit like that. It was people mainly in the back. Like people who were just, you know, hazed, or people who were just, you know, distracted, or these were people that weren't as conscious to what was going on. And I am going to say one thing. I remember a long time ago in Winston-Salem, that's where I live. I think they used to have Super Jam concerts or some type of concerts. And I remember hearing about how crazy sometimes people could get. They wouldn't get as crazy as this, but I mean, I remember hearing somebody say there was a lot that went on at those concerts, sometimes, especially after hours. And I mean, even with the Coachella concerts that they have, like out in California, you know, people smoking weed and probably having sex and whatnot, you know, doing all types of things. So, yeah, it's these people were distracted enough. And based on like what the guy in his IG Live was saying about the concert, to me, it seems like the amplification was to like, cause a smoke and mirrors effect. So yeah, so you know, of course, as there was a concert, they wanted to create, you know, like an ambient celebration, good times. And then with the throne, you're seeing where somebody here wanted to take control. I'm hearing Travis Scott. He wanted to take control and take leadership and authority and pretty much be seen as this person of power and authority. You know, that's what I said by him taking on that energy. But it just seems like with what had went on, you had a start and then you had the ambience going on. And a lot of times with cults, or when it comes to like hypnotizing people, there's always a startup, like a grooming period. It's the loud blaring music where it becomes so loud, it's like the frequencies in your head just kind of flutter and go off, and then you have the smoke, depending on what kind of herb or what kind of essence it is, it starts percolating in your body and your system. And depending on how your system reacts, you can start to get a little hazy. You can start to get a little woozy and whatnot. And then when you have so much going on around you, and when everything is not clear and there's dim lights and everything can't be heard or seen, and there's a lot going on, that's how you get distracted and how you get hypnotized. And even with this feather, and it's also saying that there wasn't a lot of trust going on with this concert. That a lot of people felt scared. Even before all of this had happened, there were people there that just kind of knew that something bad was going to happen, that something was going to be off, that something was not going to be right, or that the energy was just not right at this concert. And they just knew that they couldn't really trust a lot of people there, couldn't really trust Travis Scott at that. So the energy that I'm getting is that this whole thing was planned, and that the people that were hit in the neck with those syringes and whatnot, they were targets. This was not just like a random act of violence or anything like that. It seems like this was planned. And I'm also getting like with this heart, you did have a lot of people that were helpful. They wanted to help the people who died and help the people who passed out and whatnot. So it wasn't all hate and it wasn't all insincerity, but it just seems like, you know, somebody there had a heart. The police officers had a heart who did have some type of sympathy for the people who were there. Now I'm going to look into Travis Scott's energy and how he felt about the whole situation. To be honest, I saw his apology video. He looked like he had just woke up out the bed and just chose to do like apology video just for the sake of doing it. It wasn't as sincere. It's like if he would have released a statement and whatnot, that would have been better. But getting on live and everything, for me, it just wasn't it. Okay, Spirit of the Universe in itself, when it comes to Travis Scott, how did he feel throughout the whole concert when all of this was going on? What I'm getting was that there was a lot of anger. Travis Scott's energy to me is giving off anger. He's giving off anger more so because he's just so concerned about so many different things. Spirit is saying he's more concerned about the performance more than anything. Because what I'm getting here is like with the chair, it's indicating that he was pretty much thinking about, he was pretty much what was going on in his head. He was pretty much thinking about all of his other endeavors that he has after this concert, the new blessings, the new life, and whatnot. And plus, Kylie Jenner is pregnant again, so of course, he's gonna have another baby. Spirit is saying it's gonna be another girl. I don't know if they've announced what they're having yet. Probably not, but I do feel like it's gonna be a girl that he's having. Now, I'm getting like a lot of sloppiness. Travis Scott, it just seems like with this whole concert, there was just some preconceived energy that indicated that something was going to go wrong, that everything was not the way it should have been, and this concert probably should have been canceled or probably should have just been laid off, but he chose to do it anyway. So, Spirit is saying that there was some hesitancy from him about doing this. Now, I'm getting the vulture card. This vulture card is indicating that he was kind of worried that someone was going to be there that he pretty much didn't know, that may have been out to get him, or someone who just wasn't supposed to like be there, like an enemy of some sort. Yeah, I'm getting like two-faced friend. So yeah, it seems like Travis Scott may have known the person that played a part in this whole thing, because when you get the vulture and the two-faced cat, it's indicating someone in his energy that he's familiar with, someone that he knew. I am seeing where with the dog, it's indicating that he's gonna get some type of counseling with this, or he's gonna get some type of comfort in this, or he's gonna come to terms with what really happened. Now, I'm also getting that he's gonna get some news about who exactly did this. Like, how did this person get in? Like, what was actually done and whatnot. But I'm also seeing that there's just a misunderstanding coming from him. It's like he's not grasping like what exactly happened. And Christian Watson is Travis demonic. I'm gonna look into that. And he's not like really understanding like what exactly happened. It's like he's not caring, he's not being considerate. It's like he's just not getting it. Now, I am getting that this may have been a woman who was involved in this, because the card I'm getting is a dark woman, like dealings or relationships with a dark woman of some sort. So when you get the two-faced energy and the vulture energy in here, as well as like the hesitancy and whatnot, this had to be done by somebody that he knew or somebody that he was familiar with. And it's not Kyler. Okay, so you asked if Travis is demonic. I'm gonna get into that question. I think I'm screwing up my cards. Oh well, doesn't matter anyway. How are you looking to his being demonic? I'm gonna look into it the same way I just did now. Let's see. Okay, so Spirit of the Universe in itself, when it comes to Travis Scott, was there a demonic ritual performed at this concert as has been reported? Okay, spirit of the universe in itself. When it comes to Travis Scott, is he demonic? Does he believe in the devil? Does he worship the devil, or does he believe in the Illuminati, where he sells his soul, signs a contract, so that he can have all the riches in the world? I'm getting yes that when it came to this concert, there was a lot of demonic energy, because the things that I'm getting is when he did this sacrifice, it didn't exactly work out the way that he wanted it to. So yes, a demonic ritual was performed, but when you get this like lucky bone, because whenever you get a wishbone like this, it means good luck. But when it's broken, that means that the wish is not going to be granted. So it's like he did this ritual in the beginning of his concert and that was the whole point of them surging and being on demon time, like they call it, in order for it to build up the amplification of the party and whatnot. But it's saying that people were not supposed to die. Like death was not supposed to be a part of the ritual anyway. It was mainly for like the ambience and the power and the money, because he has a lot of wealth popping up in these cards. Another thing that I'm getting is, by him doing this, could you say a prayer decree to cleanse the energy put out? Yeah, you could. It's saying here a long journey. As far as like the elephant card, this is what I'm getting. He's like in the stages of learning these rituals. So it's like he is a part of the Illuminati in some ways and a part of demonic things. Because it's saying that even though this ritual didn't work out the way it did, he's kind of learning what worked and what didn't. Now you're going to be in for something, because this last card is saying that wealth and money is awaiting you, the money path. So it goes along with the Bible, because my thing is, when I saw this and a lot of other things I'm seeing is dating back to the Bible, what it says in Revelation when it comes to the last days, because we're already seeing the coronavirus, we've already seen famines, droughts, and we saw even a while back with Ebola, but I think COVID was 10 times worse than Ebola. And now we're seeing, the demonic rituals and the ceremonies, and then you have all of these different religious or spiritual awakenings going on. And a lot of this is fueled by money, because the reason why a lot of people are entering these paths, entering these spiritual realms, and they're entering these spiritual awakenings is mainly for money. People see a profit in like tarot reading and worshiping the orishas, worshiping the devil, candle magic, so on and so forth. People see more money in it than they do power. But a lot of people are learning how to see the power in it that can grant you money. So the whole point of him doing this is to win the path of wealth that he's seeking by doing this. Now I'm seeing lightning. It's indicating that this is going to be a warning for him, that he's getting a little too aggressive when it comes to his magic and when it comes to his power, because as he can tell, a lot of people die from him doing this stuff. So it's like you may have had 8 people and 300 people injured and 8 dead, but like you keep on, you're going to end up with a massacre on your hands. And this is going to be something that can't really be ignored or brushed to the side. And I'm getting, once again, the bag, money. Like he's really into this stuff for the money. It's more so about staying on top, staying on the right path, on the right track in order to gain the biggest bag to get. And I'm going to show you guys something else that's scary, the tent. And the tent represents a temporary situation. And when you have a tent like this is something that's done that's in secret. It's covered up. So it does mean that there was a ritual that was performed. And this is not going to be a ritual you can look up or you can read or whatever. People know that when it comes to like real root magic or real magic and whatnot, you can't learn this stuff in books. You have to go to elders, teachers, priests, or leaders, or the spirits themselves have to give you guidance on what to do. So yeah, a lot of this stuff was demonic and there was a ritual performed. Okay, Christian Watson asks, could you say a prayer, decree to cleanse the energy put out? Yes, you can say a prayer and a decree to cleanse the energy out. Now, my thing is, the only thing I will say is that whenever you do go out in public or when you go to mass concerts like this, what kind of spiritual work do you do to counter darkness? Oh, I pretty much do. I do candle magic pretty much. I practice Haitian voodoo, Dominican voodoo, and Lukumi, which a lot of people know as Santeria. So that's what I do to counter darkness. Now, I will say this: whenever you go out in public, make sure you wear your evil eye jewelry. But whenever you buy it at a spiritual store and whatnot, where's my Florida water? It's over here. I'm not going to get it. Florida water is your friend. Get you some Florida water, or you can get some holy water, and you could just pour it in your hands and just get like your bracelets or your evil eye bracelets, rings, jewelry. Make sure whenever you buy spiritual jewelry from a botanica or from a spiritual place or an Afrocentric place or wherever you get your spiritual stuff, make sure that you cleanse it before you put it on your body. Because you don't know what kind of energies have been touching it, what kind of energies have been breathing on it, what kind of curses people may have tried to curse it with. Because people's energies can wipe off from them breathing on it, being around it, touching it, smudging it, or whatever. So when you go out into any place and not just a concert, make sure you wear your evil eye jewelry, earrings, pendants, masks, bracelets, rings, or even like an evil eye shirt or a hair bow. Like just take some Florida water or take some holy water and say, cleanse all negative energies from this bracelet, from this shirt, from this hair bow, from this ring, from this bracelet, and everything. And just believe it with all your might and just cleanse it. Now, with holy water, the kind of holy water that I get, it is Christian based because they say holy water really is supposed to be blessed by a priest. So, with the holy water, I always invoke God, or more specifically, I invoke Jesus. I will say, with this holy water, Christ Jesus, cleanse this pendant from all negative energies, cleanse this pendant from all negative forces, cleanse this area from all darkness and whatnot. And if you don't want to use the water, then just use like the aerosol sprays. On second thought, you guys, I'm going to show you some stuff real quick in order for you guys to protect your energy because this stuff is really scary, and I'm sure it has shook a lot of people. So I'm going to tell you guys how to prepare yourselves spiritually because these methods that I've used, they've even protected me from different spiritual forces. I know she gonna make this nigga left-handed, bro. Okay, so okay, so now I am back with my spiritual tools. Okay, so not just for concerts and not just for workplaces, but just anywhere in general. No matter where you go, even if you go to church, you will be surrounded by negative dark forces. One of the things that is good to use is Florida water. Florida water is pretty much used in the Afro Caribbean religions. We pretty much use Florida water to cleanse our cars, to cleanse our houses with, to cleanse our floors with. You know, you can get it in a spray bottle or you can get it in an aerosol spray bottle. I personally like the aerosol spray bottle to spray in the air. If you're going to work and you know it's always crazy at your job and people always got some slick stuff to say, you got a lot of haters and whatnot, spray this stuff around the door before you even walk through it to clock in. Spray it even after you walk in the door behind you because that way say cleanse all negative energies from this workplace. That way, whomever comes in, their energy is going to be cleansed from all demonic and evil things. When it comes to the Florida water, you could pretty much take this and like rinse it on your hands. Like just take it and dab it in your hands and wipe your hands. Say cleanse all negative energies for me. Cleanse all negative energies for my forehead, for my body, and everything. And you'll be cleansed. Now, when it comes to protecting you, carry selenite. Selenite is good for protection. Now, like I said before, some people say that selenite doesn't have to be cleansed because it's already a clean crystal. Like I said before, whenever you buy anything from a store, excuse me, whenever you buy anything from a store, whether it be a spiritual store, Afrocentric store, or whatever, cleanse it. Even if it's a crystal, you cleanse it. I take Florida water and I put like a dab because I don't know how it's going to be with the crystal, and I just wipe it. I say cleanse all negative energies from this crystal. Because like I said before, you don't know who's been touching it or the kind of energy people have, so it needs to be cleansed. Now, you can carry selenite with you in your purse, in your shoe, in your bra, in your boxers, or even in your car. But make sure that you cleanse it before setting it anywhere, because I will tell you, I've had this happen to me before. If somebody gives you crystals and you do not cleanse them, bad things can happen to you. I remember one lady I visited a long time ago that I used to get readings from. She gave me like a bag of crystals. Now, the crystals were real, but her energy on there was so bad. Like every time I would carry those crystals with me, something bad would happen. Somebody would argue with me. Somebody would look at me funny. Somebody would have something nasty to say. I'm like, okay, I got to cleanse this stuff. So, yes, cleanse your crystals, but use a selenite crystal if you want to be protected from evil forces. Another thing of protectance, of course, is the evil eye. Now, I have an evil eye necklace and 3 evil eye bracelets. The evil eye pretty much protects you from jealousy and harm from other people. But like I said before, if you go to some botanicas and some spiritual stores, the person who owns it might be a priest. Now, I do know if you go to the botanicas in like the southeast United States, a lot of them are owned by priests or priestesses. So if you buy like an evil eye necklace or bracelet from them, you could ask them if they could bless it, and they could take like a special water or a special solution and bless it. And that way you'll have extra protectors on it and it'll be cleansed. Now, another thing that I showed you guys was the aerosol spray. The thing about Florida water is that it cleanses your energy from negative spirits and it does protect you from negative spirits. But in order for you to have extra protection from evil and whatnot, it is good to use a coconut. Now, a lot of people do use coconuts from time to time to bless their homes. This comes from the Santeria tradition, where you're going to take cascarilla and you're pretty much going to mark the whole coconut, and you're going to kick the coconut from the back of your house all the way to the front. And then once you kick the coconut from the back to the front and all the corners and whatnot, then you're going to kick it out. And then once you kick it out, that's when you're pretty much going to kick all the negative forces out of your house. So that's that. Christian Watson, what religion are you? I practice 3 religions. I practice Santeria, which is pretty much what the Orishas like Oshun, Yemaya, Ogun, and Obatala. I practice 21 divisions, which is Dominican voodoo, and I practice Haitian voodoo as well. So, yeah, those are the 3 religions that I practice. And yes, they will grant you protection, but those spirits do not play. Like, you have to know how to come to them correctly, have the right guidance and everything. I got introduced to Haitian voodoo by a mambo. She came to me on Instagram, and I know some people be like, "Oh, you shouldn't believe those people who come to you on Instagram and whatnot." But she's legit and she's real, and she's been helping me out for like 2 years now, I think. So a lot of the stuff she's done for me has really helped me out and has really led me on the right track. As far as like Santeria, she helped me out with that as well. 21 divisions, I Started learning about it first with Papa Hector's book called 21 Divisions. It's called, what is that book called? I think it's called the 21 Divisions. Yeah, 21 Divisions. And I started reading that. And once I started reading that, I went to a botanica that's 21 Divisions based. And the lady who owns it is a bruja, or pretty much a priestess in 21 Divisions. So that's how I got involved in that. But yes, these are the different ways that you can be protected. You can use coconut water. Coconut water can be used as a protectant. You can take a spiritual bath and use coconut water. But the only time I use coconut water is when it's from a real coconut, and it's been blessed or charged by Ilegua or Batala, and then I'll use that in either a head washing or in my bath. But yes, there are plenty of ways to counter darkness, to cleanse you from negative energy, all types of things. But yeah, when it comes to this Travis Scott ordeal, there were a lot of different demonic rituals and whatnot that went on. And a lot of people died because of it, which is so sad. But my only thing that I want to say is just be careful of the type of music that you listen to. Be careful of the type of people that you worship. And be careful of the people that you love and just idolize. Because a lot of these people, famous people especially, they do not care about you. They only care about you being a number as a subscriber, being a number as a follower, and being a number in the dollar signs of money that they make. But I mean, 8 people died, and some of these people that died were kids. And I mean, and you got these people getting injected with drugs, and it really reminded me of like the Jonestown massacre in Guyana with Pastor Jim Jones when he was telling people to drink the Kool-Aid, because some of those people, even babies, got injected with cyanide. So yeah, guys, just stay alert. Make sure you protect yourself spiritually and just be careful of the music you listen to. Always have fun, but be safe and just remember who you are and whose you are.